Hello everybody, my name is Daniel Richardson and I'm the WCPW review guy, and just before I hit record I just took an open door Duke in the bathroom, so there's that. And this is the WCPW Loaded, I'm going to say August 17th because that's when I watched it, edition. So yeah, the review. And yeah, we'll kick things off. Joe Hendry taking the night off. He's just hanging out outside, pissed that he got a Diet Pepsi instead of a Diet Coke, which I'm not gonna lie, as shitty as it sounds, I can agree with that. Cause I was just like, what are you trying to pull here? I always love that in restaurants, when you go to a restaurant and you're like, you know, can I have a Diet Coke? And there's like, Diet Pepsi okay? I just want to pull a Hendry and be like, no, it's not fucking okay. Get your ass out there, grab me a Diet Coke, come back. We'll talk then. So yeah, anyway, so yeah, taking the night off. When you're a champion, you just take the night off. And you pretty much just kind of addressed the whole double DQ finish at the end of last week, saying that, you know what, Marty got a shot, could not get the job done, moving on. So, but of course we know it's not moved on yet because they just announced a big 6-man tag match for one of the World Cup finals. So yeah, really pumped about that, seeing this thing go on. So, and Adam Cleary, like, was just there, like, waiting on Joe Hendry, hand and foot. Like, what? When you're a WCPW champion, you just grab random What Culture staff and take them with you. It's like carry-on luggage. It's incredible. So anyways, we kicked the show off. Of course, I go ahead and throw it out there. It's the same as every week, but Bradshaw and Kennedy are the commentators. Did a great job as always, so boom. I just feel like I'm swinging on their nuts every time I compliment, but it's true. Like, they're just great. Like, I think anymore I'm just going to be upset when it's not them. Like I said, they're just doing such a great job right there. So, but we start things off with Kirby coming out in street clothes, talking about how he has not been inserted into the Magnificent Seven ladder match because apparently What Culture just doesn't think that he deserves that chance or deserves, an opportunity. Which brings Blampier out there, and of course he's like, it's not that, we didn't think, you didn't deserve a chance, but, we just didn't put you in there yet. But tell you what, got a contract right here, and yeah, you're in it. And of course, crowd goes nuts. Like, crowd, we love Kirby. Come on, there's no secret there. And I was saying that last week. I was like, I really want Kirby in this thing. So I'm popping. I'm at home doing this thing, doing this ridiculous gesture that became popular when I quit watching wrestling. I didn't quite know what the fuck it meant, and then now that I'm back into the whole wrestling thing, it's part of my lexicon now. Just doing this. So yeah, Kirby goes to sign it, but before he can do it, Gracie comes out of nowhere and attacks Martin Kirby. Of course, Blampier screaming for security. Out comes the security, and Gracie just tears through them quickly. Like it's cheap tissue paper, just tearing right through it. Ridiculous. And then, of course, he goes right up to Blampier. He's like, yep, don't mind if I do, and signs his name on the contract, and Gracie is entered into the Magnificent Seven 7-way ladder match later on tonight, which was brilliant for a number of reasons. Like, one, I'm not going to lie, there's always two sides of my brain that's working here. There's the Mark side and the Smart side. And of course, the Mark side's like, God damn it, really? Like, Kirby, every time he gets so close, he's within reach, and then they somehow get smacked down. But this is brilliant because the whole thing, like since Gracie turned on Archer, once again, Mark's side was tore up. I was like, God damn it, prospect was awesome. They went out on such a sweet note, and then he had to throw it all away. The Smart side's like, well, no, clearly he has to move on and continue. But it just felt like he was always better as a goofy heel. Like, I like the goofy heel Gracie. I was like, well, man, he's trying to go serious. It just seems like this past couple weeks, granted, he's racking up wins. I don't really care. It's just kind of like he's coming off more bland. Like, that personality's not really shining through like it did when he was in Prospect. But this was like he made an impact in a huge way. Like, came out, not only that, but like, got like legitimate heat from the crowd because everybody was like happy that Kirby was going to be in the main event, and then boom, he took it out from underneath everybody. Not only did he rob Kirby of his dreams of potentially getting a shot at the title, but robbed the crowd of seeing Kirby in action. So it was just kind of like, wow, that was a dickhead move right there. And I think it's great. I mean, in all honesty, that's awesome. I mean, I was really glad that they actually did something with him. Once again, moving him forward, giving him a lot more. His personality shined through right there. I mean, just he comes off a little bit more credible, like more of a credible bad guy than just a generic bland, I'm a bad guy now and I'm fighting singles matches. No, he made an impact, and kudos for that. So we kicked things off the very first match, Marty Scurll versus Ricochet. Sorry. And yeah, really great match right here. I'm really loving it here. Marty Scurll, it seems like he had a lot more aggression than normal. And of course, I guess it could be attributed to the fact that he got kind of like sort of shafted out of that title match last week. You know, he did kind of bring a umbrella into the ring too, so he can't be too mad, I guess. But you know, these guys really put it out there. I was really surprised. Like I said, I'm a big Ricochet fan, and of course, so was the crowd. But you could just tell the crowd was definitely more Bullet Club than anything else. Like Marty was getting, like his cheers were definitely outweighing Ricochet, which really surprised me. I mean, because even when he was like, you know, before Bullet Club, he was just, you know, just a dastardly villain. He still had a lot of crowd support. But like here, it was ridiculous. Like he was white hot out there right now, and definitely is eclipsing Ricochet's fan support as well. But still, both got put on a hell of a match. Ricochet just freaking awesome. You know, a couple of highlights from that match when he kind of faked me out the suicide dive, and then he springboards back into the ring and drops down, does his whole little thing, but then turns around and hits him anyways. Great stuff right there. And of course, he does that standing, like he'll run and do like a standing shooting star press, which is freaking amazing. However, Marty just kept bringing it, and of course, the one thing, just like in the last 2, 3, 4 weeks, whatever, he keeps going for the finger break, and dude, like the crowd just gets all quiet, and then of course somehow the guy will get out of it. And once again, Ricochet's getting booed for not getting his fingers broke. What kind of world are we living in right now? Anyways. He finally gets it. He snaps his fingers, and then, of course, he does like that octopus hold, and he just drops down with it and pins it. He's got to have a name for that, because I'm tired of saying octopus hold when he drops down and pins with it. The villain pin. We'll call it the villain pin until he comes up with something else. So hits him with the villain pin, 1, 2, 3. Marty wins it. Yeah, and once again, I was really kind of surprised about that, too, because I was like, as I'm watching, I'm like, well, Ricochet got to win it, right? Like he's heading into the World Cup Finals, get a little bit of momentum going into that, but no, he got beat right there, 1, 2, 3. So after, is that like his new finisher? Is that like Marty Scurll's new finisher, like the finger break? Like that's it. That's all it takes. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's effective and very believable because I'm not gonna let you break my fingers. I'm done. I'm not gonna lie, just done. Like, yep, that's it. Tapping out. Just tapping out. Like, you know what? Don't have to pin me. I'm out. See you later. Enjoy the rest of your evening, Marty. So then up next, scheduled tag team title match between War Machine and Moss and Slater, former tag champions. But of course, it was changed to a non-title match because Johnny Moss was out of an injury. Injury's been plaguing that team forever. It seems like, whenever one team's good to go, the other team is not, or the other member is not, and it's just they can't quite get on the same page right now. So, but Moss is out, so Liam Slater comes out, and then of course he's wait for it. And then Moose. And I was like, yes! It's, I'm not gonna lie, dude, I am loving this dude right now. Like, I started off not being a fan at all. And then it seems like when he came, like the second time he's kind of come back, I think his in-ring stuff has really improved. And now I'm hooked. I'm hooked. It's great. And so when he comes out playing air guitar, I'm playing air guitar home. Loving it. And so they come out there. Now, once again, it was changed to a non-title, which I like that. Because it's like, all the other teams they have faced, just Kings of the North, but the teams they have faced, and of course they were on face, Moss and Slater, are established tag teams. So yeah, tag team title match. But here, this is a new tag team, so obviously non-title. But War Machine comes out and just tells them, listen, you beat us, you get a title shot anytime, anywhere. However, it's going to be a War Machine rules match. Essentially just a street fight. No DQ. So anyways, there it is. If Moose and Slater, I should say, win this, they will become normal contenders for the tag titles. But it is a War Machine rules match. Moose and Slater, War Machine. And dude, they just go for it. It is awesome. Let me just say this right now, and I mean no disrespect at all, because he is incredible. But I was really surprised. I guess I shouldn't be, but like how natural and how much he seemed to fit in there, Liam Slater. Like literally, because when you see him lined up, all 4 guys in the ring, you're just automatically thinking like, well, the weakest link's going to be Liam Slater. No, he held his own and made it look great, and I just love that because it didn't feel like for a second like he was going to be the weak guy out. Not at all. Like he was in there and hanging with the big guys. I mean, it really, like in the land of the giants, like Slater fit in perfectly, and I love that. And of course, it can be attributed to the fact that his partner is Johnny Moss. Like Moss is a no-nonsense big motherfucker, and it's just like, hey, if you're gonna hang with me, you better be as tough as me, and you know what, I ain't gonna put up with that shit. And so Slater's like, yeah, I'll do it, and like literally, not for a second, I was watching this thinking like, yeah, he don't belong in there. No, absolutely not. He was in there. He looked like he fit there. It was great. It was just great to see him go toe-to-toe with War Machine. Like, once again, didn't feel like he was dropping slack. Because, you know, a lot of times you got a big guy, small guy tag team, and usually it's just a small guy just like, Like End Zone Cast. But best example you can use right there, the End Zone Cast thing, where it's just like Enzo's just like, he's funny, but he ain't a wrestler. He's getting his ass handed to him. Cass does all the heavy lifting. And no, Slater's definitely bringing his, you know, he's holding his end up. So, but these guys just tear it down. There's a moment where they're outside in the corner and they're busting out. They just keep grabbing chairs from the crowd and just like, you know, they're setting the guy down and then they just run the entire length of the ring and then come and do a big chop. At one point, and I'm talking about Moose and Slater doing this, and they actually run at one point together. And then when they intersect over here, you know, they fucking high five or forearm bump or whatever, and then they come around. Except when they get over here, War Machine's waiting on them and plows them both down, which was just fucking awesome. Because I love that. Because once again, it's like, yes, they're getting, you know, they're getting hyped from the crowd, they're doing their whole thing, but it's a wrestling match. Guess what? Goofy don't always pay off, and it did not here. And War Machine, you know, it made them pay for it. Yeah, in the ring, they're just dominating. There was one point where they go for that elevated German suplex where the air guy from War Machine will bounce off. I think it's Hansen that does the bouncing off the rope thing, but he did a little slip there, but still made contact. Like I said, it was pretty gnarly, but once again, I think even that little bit of contact looked like it would freaking hurt. Of course, you're going into an elevated German suplex, so if the clothesline don't get you, the suplex will, and that's all that matters right there. But Slater, really resilient. They put him down. He couldn't stay down. Kept getting back up. I love that. At one point, I can't remember what Moose hit him with. It was like a pop-up powerbomb? He hit somebody with something, and then Slater was waiting for it. Comes off top with his diving headbutt, and I was like, "Holy! Like, are they gonna get their title?" I assumed, like, usually when there's a non-title match, and like, you know, you beat me, you get a title match. It's just a way you already know they're gonna extend the feud for another event at least. So I was like, "Well, that's probably what's gonna happen." And I was like, "Holy shit!" Diving head, but there it is, it's over. And of course, they both get on top of him. I think it was Hansen they're pinning, and dude, Hansen just like knocks them both out. Like, sends Slater flying. I was like, oh shit. And at that point, I was like, nah. That was literally the best, like the best offense that Moose and Slater had, and War Machine broke out of it. And sure enough, War Machine fights back, ends up throwing Moose out of the ring, and they do that pop-up assisted power slam move they have, and 1, 2, 3, which that needs a name too, by the way. I'm tired of saying pop-up assisted power bomb. Or pop-up assisted power slam, sorry. But anyway, they hit Slater with that. 1, 2, 3, War Machine win, and they retain the tag, or retain the spot. They just win. So yeah, awesome match right there. Just freaking incredible. What about my match of the night? Oh, I need to specify that too. I have decided to no longer do my least favorite match of the night, because here it would be so unfair because there was only 3 matches. And they were all great. Like, seriously, and I'm just like, I don't want to award a match the least favorite of the night when they did great. You know what I mean? So, I've decided to just abolish that completely. And we stay with the positives here on the show. We get rid of the negatives. So, yeah, but this match was freaking incredible. And I was like, well, even my mind, like, well, it's about to get top because I'm sure this ladder match is going to be insane. And it was. So, we got the 7-way ladder match for the Magnificent 7 briefcase. Doing the rundown, we got Gabriel Kidd, Drake, Rampage, Primate, Jay Lethal, El Ligero, and fuck me, who else? Everybody at home's yelling. Oh, Alex Gracie, goddammit. Just mentioned his name a while ago, blanked on it already. And Alex Gracie. So, yeah, 7-way ladder. Dude, this thing was awesome. Like, seriously, we'll kick things off. Ligero gets it. He's the last one to come in. And he gets in and starts mouthing air, like getting in the face of everybody. You know, I can assume he was just, you know, speaking Spanish and knowing what he's saying, but they get the gist of it. You can just tell by body language alone that he was giving them the business. Anyways, run his mouth, and then you realize, oh shit, he is literally surrounded right now, and they're all closing in. However, as luck would have it, they all then start battling each other, and he drops down. And he realizes, oh shit, I'm good. And then, of course, he goes out to get the ladder, goes up the climb to get the briefcase. However, they all come back in, and he realizes, oh shit, I'm up here. And I love that because I'm thinking to myself, like, part of me is like, well, why don't you just go for the ladder or go for it right now anyways? But I'm thinking, like, that thing's like clamped in there. Like, even when he goes, and spoiler alert, he wins, when he goes to get it earlier or later on, like, he takes him a minute to get it unhooked. So I'm thinking, like, yeah, it was probably a smart move just to go ahead and drop down right now, because you wouldn't have made it. You would have been up there trying to grab it, and they would have just pulled your ass down, and you would have just got a beating of a lifetime. And of course, he drops down, goes to hand the ladder to Rampage, but Kid takes it, ends up doing the Terry Funk helicopter thing with the ladder, taking everybody down in his path, except for Gracie. Gracie, on the other hand, he holds back for a minute, and then he goes to strike later on. What I will say about this match, and I'm going to hit all the great spots, but this match was great because there was so much. It didn't just feel like a car wreck of a ladder match. Like, it didn't feel like they were just thrown together either. Like, it wasn't like a Money in the Bank thing where it's just like, we're just going to throw random people together. Like, they all had a good storyline or back history together. I mean, Jay Lethal, obviously, he's had this kind of running feud with El Ligero. Not really a feud, but they've been wrestling, and he's been trying to give him like a match. He's doing a one-on-one match, and it's just like they've yet to kind of get that one-on-one rematch. And this was going to settle, but then of course everybody else was coming in. On top of that, of course, him and Drake. Drake's been attacking him, left and right. So it's another one of those things where it's just like, there's history there. Drake is former partners with not just Alex Gracie, but remember, Primate was a part of that entire, prospect stable there for a little bit too. So it's like they all three got a little bit of history together. Primate and Rampage. Dude, they had the best of 7 that this tore, every house they went into, it just tore down into rubble, destruction. Boom, huge, thing right there. And then, of course, on top of that, you got Rampage, Primate, and Gabriel Kidd, who just teamed up not just 2 weeks ago as part of the Curb Crawlers. So, like, literally, everybody has, like, a unique relationship with somebody else in the match. And I think that was just perfect. Like, it really was just a great, setup. And, of course, just El Ligero pissing everybody off from joining the Prestige, just added an extra little layer to all of this. So, but yeah, no. So let me just go ahead. I'm not gonna go through the match, blow for blow. I just want to hit out some of my favorite spots. The moment where they set the ladder up and they hit the ladder, like the ladder's up, and then you get the ladder kind of like like a bridge between the ropes and the ladder itself is just sandwiched in there, and Jay Lethal gets laid out on top of the ladder, and then Drake goes up and gets like the loudest pop almost in this match as he jumps, and it's got cannonballs into it, but he just hits ladder and Lethal, and everything just goes crumbling down. I mean, it was just a nasty, like, he just threw himself in the harm's way there, but it looked horrific. It was awesome. It was really awesome. I loved it. There was a moment where they're all battling outside. Sorry, I shouldn't say all. 5 of them are all battling out there, and except for Kid and Ligero. And Ligero, sees this opportunity, goes and grabs the ladder, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna take these fuckers out. Because you gotta remember, even though Ligero is just straight heel, and I guess everybody's intention should be to win the briefcase, he's an entertainer at heart, and he sees it. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Just spectacular. I'm gonna do a big somersault flip, 450 on everybody. It's gonna be awesome. And Kid catches him, and Kid goes up there. Now, at this point, I can only assume, because I'm going to stay in kayfabe world for a little bit, because I love staying there, because it's a beautiful place. It's right next to Parts Unknown. The security comes out. I guess the sanctioned match was getting out of control, so they come out to break things up during the match. Anyways, we got a few extra bodies out there, about 4 or 5 extra people out there just to... They didn't just pad the landing. They were out there to break up the brawl. Anyways, Kid meets him up there on the ladder. Kid suplexes El Ligero back into the sea of people, which was just freaking awesome. Another just awesome spot right there. Love that. Primate gets in there, ends up setting up a table. Eventually puts Rampage through that thing. Because he was initially going for, I think, El Ligero, and then... he ends up putting Rampage gets in there, and then they get into it, and then of course he puts Rampage through the table. At one point, El Ligero goes out there and grabs he has a t-shirt, but of course it's wrapped inside of it is thumbtacks. And it's just funny, he brings like a little black, it all looks like this black piece of cloth, and I forget, I think it was Adam Clear, or sorry, not the new Adam, I can't think of my last name, Wilborn, that it? The new Adam, he made this comment on Reloaded on Extra, and he talked about like, everybody's like, well, what's that? And it's like, yeah, we all knew what it was, but like Bradshaw was just like, what? He's like, bring out a t-shirt? It's like, come on, we know there's tax in there. Like, we know If he would have pulled out a sandwich, that would have been shocking as hell. But we all knew it was Tax. But he brings the Tax out and lays him there. But eventually he gets slammed into him, which is freaking awesome. Primate is just tearing ass until Gracie runs in there with the nunchucks and just blindsides Primate, blaze Primate out. Decides he's going up the ladder. Gabriel Kidd cuts him off. They start battling it out. Eventually, with the assist of the nunchucks, Kidd falls off the ladder onto the thumbtacks, and I was like, oh my god. And the last person standing, Alex Gracie, the guy who wasn't supposed to be in this match initially, who stole his position, if you will, and he's within arm's reach. He climbs it, but out comes Martin Kirby, and I'm not going to lie, huge pop in my pants. It was incredible. No, seriously, it was all. He comes out there, and they just get in a huge brawl, which, Kirby definitely dominates, knocks him out of the ring, battle all the way back to the back. Unfortunately, the only person left that gets up in the midst of all this is El Ligero. Ligero, like a snake in the night, sets the ladder up, everybody's down, goes up there, and retrieves the briefcase. Ligero wins it. Match of the night, without a doubt. It was awesome. No, it was just awesome once again. I think it was really well done. And once again, there's just so much storyline going into this match as well. Literally, it was just like everybody who had beef with somebody got it out in the ladder match. And once again, the fact that Kirby comes back, which I kind of expected he would, was great too, because once again, you got all these top guys in WCPW right now, and it's tough when you got all these top guys, because you want to give everybody a title shot, but obviously you can't just have fatal five-ways every night for a title, so you got to give everybody something to do. It's like Rampage earlier in the year, whenever it was clear that he was the top guy, but it's you gotta give him something first before he can go into the title, so we got him the best of 7. And kind of same thing here, Kirby, clearly, we all want to see him go for that title again. We will see him be the guy who brings down prestige, and but right now he's got a little bit of a speed bump in the form of Alex Gracie. I think this is great for Gracie as well, because once again, when you lose a ladder match, it's not that big of a deal. You were never pinned, especially something like this. Losing a ladder match here is not a big deal, because there's fucking 6 other opponents you had, and once again, it turned into a hardcore ladder match pretty quickly. So, it's not like there's any shame losing that. But the fact that he almost won it and, got derailed by Kirby, this is setting up a big feud here, and I'm really looking forward to this match between these two guys. I think they'll put on a hell of a show, these two guys right here. At some point, I want to see Lethal and Ligero just one-on-one. Really want to see that. But no, I think overall, this is just an awesome ladder match. The top off is an awesome night, but we're not done yet, because we cut back to Joe Hendry, and he has a little message for everybody talking about this Tuesday, Stacked, on the pre-show. Which is, I love that, because it's they're giving reasons. Not just, you should always watch pre-show. Internet title match going to be on there. But to give you a little more incentive, they're going to announce the 6th member of the Prestige. And everybody's wondering, who the hell could it be? I have a theory. I don't know if it probably ain't right, because I'm sure everybody wants to see the match and not this. But I think it'd be interesting if it was Jack Swagger. Think about it. No one's expecting that. Hendry challenges him, send out the open challenge, I want to fight you, I'll defend my title against you. No one would see that coming. Jack Swagger comes in, because I think Swagger would work best as a heel than he would a face. So I would love to see Swagger just kind of show up and take his spot within the Prestige and just kind of, help progress that. But, who knows? At this point, a lot of speculation. Could it be Gracie? Once again, Legend becomes a prospect. I don't want to see Gracie become part of the stable. I think he broke away from everybody to become the single superstar right now. And I don't see it being really in his character to join up with him. Some people say, Gabriel Kidd. That would be insane. I'd hate to see that. But it's one or two things. And once again, I hate saying the term, but once again, it could be good for him. Once again, I just said once again 4 times in a row. It'd be great to see Gabriel Kidd join, because right now, I just noticed that the last couple times he's been out there, the crowd hasn't really been as for him as they normally are. It seems like maybe the underdog champions act's getting maybe a little stale. So maybe it wouldn't be a bad thing to change it up a little bit. Which would be really crazy if you think, because if he would join, we all suspected Prince Amin to turn on him at some point. So for a Kid to be the one to turn on him, that would be insane. There's just so many, and once again, maybe it wouldn't be these guys. It could be anybody. We got an entire roster in the World Cup Finals. Could it be somebody who's going to join temporarily? Could it do a Bullet Club thing where they just they kind of fracture out and they send out the Bullet Club to multiple corporations or companies, and who knows? I mean, at this point, we just don't know. So yeah, I'm really pumped about that right there. But yeah, loaded overall. Say what you want, but the last 3 loaders that we've done have all been top notch. Like seriously, all been just great episodes. So this is great. Once again, I don't know at what point when they're doing the next batch of tapings or if they already got some in the can or whatever. But yeah. They're on a great roll right now, and I was not disappointed at all. Once again, every match was great on this card, and yeah, that's all I got right there. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode loaded in the comment section down below. Guys, next week is going to be fucking bananas. Like, seriously, it's going to be insane. Tuesday, we get the Stacked, which part of me is like, because I work when it comes, like, I won't be here for the pre-show or the start of Stacked. Like, I don't get home until, like, it starts 2 o'clock my time. The actual show, the pre-show is like 1:45 or something like that, or 1:30. But either way, I won't be home whenever it starts, which really kicking the nuts. But I'll have to catch the encore of everything afterwards. But same thing Wednesday. Wednesday's the World Cup Finals, or the round of 16, and same thing. Like, I won't even be here for that. Like, I got stuff going on that day too, so I will have to wait for the encore of that. So like literally my nights, like I work 8 hours, sometimes plus a day, and then I'm gonna come home and then watch the events, and then the next day, same thing, but then I'll have to come home and do the reviews. Look, I'm gonna try to get the reviews out the following day. So like the Stacked review will come Wednesday, round of 16 will be Thursday, round of 8 Friday, and then the finals I'll try to get out Saturday. So once again, this is gonna be nuts. So bear with me if something don't go as planned, because that's a lot of WCPW. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I'm glad we got 4 awesome epic events coming up in 1 week. That's insane. But once again, real life will intervene. So I mean, once again, I'm trying to cram it in there. Why am I saying once again? I've said that like 10 times. That's ridiculous. Anyways, almost said it again. Just try and cram everything into this 1 week. It's going to be nuts. So bear with me if maybe the review don't go up fashionably, or on time. Maybe fashionably late, but rest assured the reviews will be up there. So yeah, this week gonna be insane, but I'll have all the reviews right here on this channel. And of course, tune in here about there. I don't know, half hour. I'll have this week's top 10 as well, which it's crazy because like this is like a week where losses actually kind of affected the top 10. Normally it's the wins that will change things, but here the losses really kind of made people drop and stuff. So yeah, tune in for that. So that's all I got, guys. I can't say it enough. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe if you haven't already. Show this video that thumb and love, and Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff's down there. Just right down there. So that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time.